Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I'm Ruth Carter, the Liberty Coach, and I'm here with the Friday Night Parenting Live. I do hope and trust that you've had a wonderful week. I know today the weather is very wet and rainy and damp here in the UK, but I hope there are many, many things that you can find in your heart to be grateful for. I, for one, am grateful for the rain because it's watering my garden, it's keeping my grass nice and green. I love those shiny days, so I can go out and sit in the garden and enjoy all the greenery. But I am grateful for the small things in life. This month, I wanted to change things up. In fact, what happened is I had a moment this week which kind of changed my schedule because of what happened in that moment. And I left on Tuesday the Royal National Orthopaedic Hospital with my daughter in tears, but it was tears of joy, tears of gratitude. And then on the 1st of October, I just felt in my heart just to really focus October to be a month of gratitude. It has been a trying year, 2020. We've had things that have happened to us this year that we weren't expecting in January. And somehow we have built resilience around it. There's been a lot of loss. And even in that times of loss, I've been focusing on the times that's spent there with those people, being around their energy, having that opportunity for them to be in my life. So kind of flip the script a little. Instead of painting a story that is quite dark and dismal as the weather outside, I'm creating happier pictures, brighter pictures within my mind. And when I think of those that have passed and I've lost close friends and loved ones, the picture is no longer dull. It's looking at the memories of them in a good and loving and kind light. So this month, I want you to focus on gratitude. What are the things in your life that you're grateful for? If you have had the opportunity to look at the post, you will see I spent today writing about the things that I'm grateful for. Things like my family, things like my mum and dad celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Those are some of the things when I sit back in my reflection time, I'm grateful because I happen to grow up in a very loving household with parents who are committed to each other. Yes, every relationship has their ups and downs, but looking at how they've worked through things together and have been in for the long haul, sometimes I've said to my mum, you've had people get out of prison quicker, that they're serving 2 life sentences. But on the flip side, what 2 lovely life sentences to spend with someone that you love and care and is supportive. They help you to raise your children, building a house and all sorts. Those are really good things to be grateful for. So, in our discussion this evening, let's just focus our mind, our attention on some of those things. I know sometimes doing parenting courses, I've heard many parents say that I'm a shit parent, I'm really a bad parent, and they think they're there for all the bad reasons, all the wrong reasons. In fact, sometimes we need to improve on the things that we're doing right, and sometimes we tend to focus on what's going wrong more than what is actually going right in life. So I want us to just spend some time thinking about it. I've got some questions, some exercises for you, which I will post in the comments just to get your mind thinking. So, another thing that I'm grateful for, my children. I have been blessed with 2 wonderful children. Many of you know I have one who has medical needs from birth. It has been a long journey. It really, really has. Surgeries, hospital appointments, ongoing for so long. So this week on the Tuesday, when we got told that that was it, even the consultant was asking my daughter if she wanted more surgeries, if there was anything else he could do, because they have worked with her for such and such a long time. So I wanted to kind of spend some time this month to think about all those that have really helped us, especially on her journey, and mine, because you know you always want to get the best for your children, and especially if you are a parent who is a mother and a carer for a child with medical needs. You know exactly some of the tensions, the anxieties that are there, the worrying, waiting for them to come out of surgery. You know, you've got all your support, but sometimes as a mother there is always that feeling of guilt, wishing that you could switch places. But sometimes we have to recognize that with our children, what is their gift? What are they going to contribute to the world? How will they grow up in this world? What will they have to offer, regardless of the medical needs? Because I do believe there is a gift in each and every one of us. So it was just really having that time to reflect on some of the positive things that have happened through our life, reflecting on some of the things that we've overcome in life. And I'm sure that many of you have overcome lots of different things with your family or within your individual life. So let me know in the comments some of the things that you're grateful for. And I do welcome you always, as I do to a Parenting Live. This week it's different because October, you know, we're coming to the end of 2020. We've only got a few months left. And even though there have been challenges, what are some of the things that you've learned? I've certainly learned budgeting skills. I have budgeted to the T, whereas you know you can thrive, that you can live, that you can do your day to day, your bills are paid, everything's sorted, your children are sorted, they can go to college, they've got their lunches, all that all that is taken care of in the midst of not working. Okay, so you know you can manage if you know how to, and sometimes you may have to readdress and look at your finances, look at what you've got, look how long it's going to last you for. You may have to scrimp on pennies, but as long as you know, one of the things for me, I'm grateful is that we've been able to do that successfully and still taking on new opportunities as they arise. So, have you had any opportunities that have occurred? Because I know many people are looking for jobs. I've had some of the parents say they're looking for part time work, and I know, especially with some of the schools that we've done the parenting in, many of the parents end up working in the school. They may become a dinner lady or a teaching assistant or even work their way up into some of their roles. And things have changed since the COVID-19 pandemic, where, you know, schools are not always inviting visitors in because they're trying to control things as they currently are. Measures are put in place to protect the students as well as all the staff that are there. So I know that sometimes they're not able to get those jobs at the particular school that their child is in. But one of the things that I know for sure, that there are schools always around locally that you can look to see if you could find opportunities there. And if you do, let me know so that we can always do a little praise report. So later on in this blog and vlog, I won't be here too long. There will be another competition for last week's guest, Yvonne Michelle, CEO of the Global Empowerment Academy, with the book of affirmations that she gave away last week. Yes, it can be purchased because I was asked, can I buy the book? Can I buy the book? But she's kindly given an opportunity that I can run a competition again. So listen out, because I will be coming with that. So isn't that something to be grateful for? And to the winner of last week's competition, Carol, let us know how the book is and what you're getting from it. And as you're listening tonight, because I can see, hello, this exercise is going to be really good. It's something that is part of a personal development journey where we just get a moment just to sit, think, reflect on some of the things that we are grateful for in life, but also looking at things like our strengths, our qualities, looking at the relationships that we have around us. And that could consist of things like friends, family, co-workers, anyone that's in your network that you are grateful for. And I just poured my heart out a bit today in terms of just thinking of those people that come to mind. And some of them have been work colleagues from the past. I've learned a lot from many of the interactions that I've had. I'm grateful for the clients that I've had, especially the ones that I've worked in schools with. Over the years, I have learned so much from them, especially in regards to behavior change, and I'm grateful for that. Sometimes you're like, what technique works best? And it's the one that is right for you. There are so many techniques in NLP that you just use what's at hand in the moment or what you've planned for, but it's always the technique that works best for you. And being grateful, focusing your mind and attention to that kind of moves you away from the things that you could be worrying about. Worrying is not good for our self esteem, it's not good for our immune system. So it is much more better for us to focus our attention on some of those things that are more positive, things that we are more grateful for in life. I also put down being grateful for my friends. I have like a sisterhood. I have a lot of different types of friends in lots of different types of circles. I've got my old school friends that I still keep in touch with, college friends, university friends, work friends. You know, I have so many different types of friends, and I am grateful for them all because they've shown me love, they've shown me kindness, they've corrected me. Everything is done in love, and am just appreciative of the time that they spend. And that's like with, you know, WhatsApp groups, telephone calls, checking in to see how I am. Sometimes, you know, as life goes on, some of our friends, you know, fall in ill health, some have medical needs, and we have surgeries, and sometimes you may or may not be able to get to the hospital, but sending that text, seeing how people are, checking in on those that are unwell, you know, that's really a part of friendship. It's a part of caring, it's a part of being kind to others as well as yourself, because those loving types of relationships are always reciprocal because you know that it will come back, and you don't give it for it to come back, you just know it will, because that's just the way the relationship goes. So very, very grateful for my friendships, my siblings. I mentioned my siblings, I mentioned my sister-in-laws for the beautiful children they've provided me with, their nieces and nephews. Do you know, when you really start to take into account, there are so many things to be grateful for. You know, there's a song, it is a church song that says, count your blessings, name them one by one. And I think we sang that for my mum and dad's wedding anniversary. And sometimes when you look back, it does surprise you, you know, what the Lord has done and what you've done within your own life. So for me, I'm grateful for being me, developing myself. I'm grateful for what I've learned through some of the most challenging experiences in my life. I'm grateful that I allowed myself to feel, like to feel my emotions, because for so long I would lock them away. I wouldn't express myself. I wouldn't even speak up. There was a time I wouldn't speak up. My mouth was pretty much closed and shut. I wouldn't say what was really going on. But I'm grateful that even though I was in that time and period then, that I came through the other side. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the things that I learned during that time, because it was painful, but also shutting off your feelings is painful. So I'm grateful that I'm able to express my feelings. When I'm sad, I'm sad. When I'm happy, I'm happy. When I'm mad, I'm mad. When I'm vexed, I'm vexed. And using your language can be a great way to express your emotions and your feelings. And yes, sometimes I do swear, And like I say to Mama, it's just language. But it's getting it out there. So I'm grateful that I've been able to, really get clued up with my own emotional intelligence and be able to read myself and look at how I'm feeling and just recognize it. And when I'm having a great day, I acknowledge that, I praise it, and give myself pats on the back. When I've had a pretty crap day, what went wrong? What could I've done different so that I could move on swiftly? So I do welcome all the comments that are coming in, and it is good evening to you all. And so I do see that special lady that was asking about the book, Marissa. Yes, there is going to be competition. So just hang on in there. We are getting there. Another thing that I'm grateful for is the fact that, I have been a person who has been having treatment since I was 15 years old from the NHS. And I know a lot of people were, during the pandemic, clapping every Thursday at 8 p.m. And a part of me was like, yes, clap. Yeah, it's a good thing to clap. But I just didn't feel they needed the claps. I felt they needed the pay rise, like all the medical staff, even down to the cleaners that are having to do the extra cleaning on top of the cleaning that they're doing. I kind of felt that they needed a pay rise and not the clapping. So what I did is I put my name on petitions where it is, campaigning for medical staff, hospital staff, NHS staff, anyone looking after people in the care industry to have a pay rise, because it is a very, very important role. As they recognise it as a key worker role, I just felt that it needed to be acknowledged. And yes, I have had treatment for a long time and still ongoing, but I feel grateful that those services are there. And I do feel that a lot more funding needs to go directly to them so that they can help many people, because there are many out there like myself, due to the pandemic, are unable to have our follow-up appointments. So I'm just saying, for myself, I'm grateful for all the treatment that I've had. I'm grateful for all the care that has been given. I'm grateful for the expertise that has been demonstrated to me so that I can see, basically. So I am grateful for that. I'm grateful that I'm back on the road. I'm grateful for many, many things. So as I can see, there are people communicating in the chat. Evening to you all. I would like to post a question to you, if I can. There were three things. Let me get them. Okay, hold on. Here we go. So, first one, gratitude exercise. List 3 strengths and qualities that you have. I will put it in the comment thread when I can see it. The second one is list 6 positive things about your life. And the third one is list 9 relationships that you are grateful for. So the first one is list 3 strengths or qualities that you have. The second one is list 6 positive things about your life. And the last one is list 9 relationships that you are grateful for. So, for example, some of the relationships that you could be grateful for is like you have a great relationship with your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, and that's 4 gone. You might have good relationships with your children, friends. By the time you get through the 9, you realize actually there are more. So if there's more than 3 things, if there's more than 6, and if there's more than 9, I would encourage you to write them down. I do believe journaling is a really, really good thing to do. I know we've got the electronic devices, iPads and laptops, but there's nothing better than a good pen and a piece of paper to sometimes write some of these things down. So I will put that in the comments. So if you are getting the theme of what I'm talking about, that next week I'm going to be highlighting a charity called the Erbs Palsy Group, and they are a group for parents with children who have Erbs Palsy. Erbs Palsy is the condition that my daughter has, and they are phenomenal. They are phenomenal. And I just felt that I want to write out the things that I'm grateful for, think about them, support them in the best way that I can. That's why I'll be doing one on the NHS. I will be writing a special blog about the consultants that have treated my daughter over the years, and it's been near close to 20 years. So I'm so grateful for that. And also, I have my son's childminder that I would love to kind of give some gratitude, because she's like second mum. She really helped and supported me through those years, those school years, dropping off and picking up while I rushed to work and rushed back home. And it was in those times where I felt I wasn't spending much time with my children, because, an hour or so in the day, in the morning, and a couple of hours in the evening, then to bed, and then up again doing the same thing. Sometimes I felt guilt, but I had the support of a wonderful childminder. So I'm just going to be reflecting my whole October month on things. Now, don't think I'm just writing about this and I don't do this on a daily basis, because I do. I pray, I meditate, I generate good feelings, good thoughts running through my mind morning and night, because it just keeps you in a really good, positive state. And my internal dialogue then remains more positive, because I'm more thinking of the thankful things. Sometimes I do get a little bit pissed off, because that's external stuff. That's information coming into me, and then I get about it, especially with some of these changes that are happening, and it's natural for that to happen. So I hope you can understand why I like to focus on gratitude. It is something that I do in workshops with young people, with adults, because it works. It is the starting blocks of personal development, and there is the best you within inside you. So let's have a little drum roll, if you can hear that. Well, let's get to the competition. Let's get to that time. So last week we had a wonderful guest. In fact, September, we had a ream of wonderful guests. So let me start there with some great gratitude. First off, we had, kicking off in the early September, we had Julia Keller. So grateful for her for coming on and sharing things to you about nutrition. You can always go back to the blog post. Then we had the wonderful Sharon Fevrier, author of Blossom Tree, and she also was giving out offers for her book. And then we had Sarah Shebert coming on with the calm sleep process. And then last week we had Yvonne Michelle, who really gave us an empowerment session and in a discussion, but that's just how she is. And because of her kindness, of which I'm so grateful for, we have another offer on the affirmations book. Now, I know Carol Sainsbury was the winner last week, and I do hope that you have received your book and that you're enjoying it. So let us know how that is going. And then there was a couple of questions that you needed to ask. So the question is, what music TV show was Yvonne Michelle on? Now, because it's a brand new week, you can post your comments in the thread. So the answers are as follows, and you can only pick one. A, The Voice. B, Britain's Got Talent, and C, The X Factor. I will leave that there just for a couple of more seconds, just to get your brains thinking. Which music TV show was our last week's guest on, Yvonne Michelle? Was it A, The Voice, B, Britain's Got Talent, or C, The X Factor? So let me know what your answer is, and I will let Yvonne Michelle know. And you could be the fortunate winner of the affirmations book. Isn't that something to be grateful for? So I hope you've enjoyed the live, and I was able to put the question in there. Take a moment, write them down, have a think about it, and put your answers in the comments. You can always email me at ruth@thelibertycoach.com. If you've got any comments or feedback, you can always put it on the comment thread here on Facebook or the YouTube page. And if you are viewing this later on Instagram or Twitter, then you are more than welcome to put your answers in or comments on the thread. So let's hope that, we can actually let this competition run longer than 15 minutes. Last week they were so quick off the mark, but I'm just grateful that I do have you as an audience. I'm grateful that you listen. I'm grateful that you allowed me to facilitate your parenting course. I'm grateful that you contact me. I'm grateful that you use Messenger to access me and ask me questions. I'm grateful for when I get a phone call after the live saying, woo, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because it truly humbles me. And it just makes me realize that I am human, just like you. And if you think I'm doing anything great, imagine what more you can do. So let's just continue to be kind. Let's continue to have a wonderful weekend. And to all of you who are commenting, I will respond to your comments straight away as soon as I've completed the live. So if there is anything else, which I don't think there is, all I want you to do is really take the time to look at the questions that I've put out there for the gratitude exercise. Let's have the attitude of gratitude. Let's get our mindsets into gear, and let's start planning our lives. Let's start planning our futures and the things that we want. Let's stop worrying about what could or would and start planning what will happen in life. So that's me ran over. But have a wonderful weekend. I can just see the comments coming through fast and quick, and I'm so appreciative of it. But I will be with you in a short while. But to everyone, I am going to bid you a wonderful weekend. Have a blessed time. Spend time with your loved ones. If you're on your own, spend quality time with yourself and do the things that you really, truly enjoy. That is me for now, as I say goodbye. So have a great one, everyone. And remember, we've got the book on offer this week. So get your answers on. And that will be it from me for now. So have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Take care and God bless.